Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am pretty sure that this is my first video of 2025 on this channel, and so I thought that I would just share a little bit of my thoughts about what I am doing creatively this year. I feel like I've been on a little bit of a journey when it comes to creativity the last couple of years, and the more I share about it on Instagram, the more I hear from you guys that I think some of you are on the same journey. So I thought maybe I'd just spend some time showing you some projects that I'm working on and kind of some of my thoughts behind that. So with that said, welcome, and I'm so glad you're here. So over the years, I've done a lot of different hobbies. I enjoy crocheting. I, of course, do hand lettering and calligraphy. I like watercolor. But one thing I had not really done is embroidery. And so I think I always loved the idea of it, but I didn't necessarily want to do something where I don't know what to do with the finished product. And so that's kind of my issue with crochet as well. I love making blankets, but I got to the point where we had a lot of crochet blankets and I just, aside from giving them away, don't really need to make any more. And so, however, I kept seeing how you could use embroidery for like clothing and things like that, and that is what really got me hooked and wanting to try. So I thought I'd show you some of the projects that I have done and that I am planning to do. Mainly, I started embroidering because I wanted to embroider some of my girls' clothes and like accessories and stuff. But then it's kind of grown from there, including hand lettering. So I've kind of added hand lettering to embroidery, and I will share more about that. So one of the projects that I have been wanting to do is dresses. So I purchased this dress, and one of my daughters requested pink butterflies for her birthday. So she wants a pink butterfly cake, and I thought, how cute would it be to embroider some pink butterflies on this little dress from Amazon. And it's just a little cotton dress, so cute. I will share the completed project with you when it's done. And then I also purchased these shoes, and so I got this dress in just a cream color as well, and I want to embroider either, I can't decide if I want to do these flowers or these flowers along the collar. I didn't show it to you because it actually came with like stains on it, so I need to return it and get another one, but they're so cute. So that is my clothing project that I'm planning to do. I also always love bows this time of year, so I did a tea towel where I did bows all the way across the bottom, but it's actually in the laundry, so I will put a picture here or like a little video. I think I shared one on Instagram, so you can see what that one looked like. But I definitely want to add that to some clothing as well. I think that would be so sweet. So of course I first tried to find some patterns online, but I really wasn't finding exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure no one is surprised that I just ended up making my own patterns. So this is one that I made with my hand lettering as well, and this is one that I'm kind of working on. I thought maybe I'd work on it in this video as we chat, but I'm really excited about making more with hand lettering. So that is what I'm kind of working on. I also did this one as well, which I want to do. This was kind of like a very early on project where I was just trying to learn some new stitches. So I'm hoping to actually draw a pattern that's similar to this, that's the whole length of the hoop, or maybe even one that could go on clothes. I don't know, there's honestly a lot of possibilities. And so that is kind of one of the projects that I've been working on this year. And I thought maybe we could just chat while I finished it. So first of all, I haven't totally planned this out yet, but if you guys want this pattern, I will figure out a way to get it to you for free, probably on my website, but look in the description box and I will let you know how I can get that to you. If you are interested in embroidery and you wanted to try this one, this is for a 4-inch hoop. I know this is not an embroidery channel, but I thought that kind of goes along with hand lettering. So if you are interested at all, I will find a way to get you this one. Next, I do realize that I have band-aids on my fingers. This dry weather is just not, my skin's not enjoying it, so please forgive me. I try to put lotion on, but I think I just wash dishes so often that my hands just get very angry in the winter, and I'm working on it. And third, what I mean by approaching hobbies and crafts and just creativity in general, I feel like I have been on a little bit of a journey. And again, I know that some of you have kind of mentioned that you are on a similar journey, or just like wanting to really slow down and consume less and use more of what you have and finish projects that you started and maybe didn't get a chance to finish. And I'm with you on that. I have felt recently like, I don't know if overwhelmed is the right word, but I've just felt this desire to kind of try to go without. And you know, it's gotten so easy that when you need something, you just can open up your phone and it's to your house in a day or two. And that is so helpful sometimes. But I also want to make sure that I am spending my money wisely and not filling my house with things that I don't really need, that maybe were fun or a good idea, but there were so many fun projects and ideas that I didn't get to them. Really just being more mindful with the way that I'm using my time and my money. And so I feel like because I do like hobbies and I like decorating, and I like being creative, I feel like I have so many options already with what I have. So I'm really focusing this year on just like slowing down and finishing projects, or maybe trying something new that I've wanted to try for a long time, but I didn't feel like I had the time. And this doesn't just mean hand lettering. I have also been baking a lot more. And that's something that I don't always make time for. I feel like I'm in the kitchen a lot. I cook 3 times a day. And so I don't always make time for baking. And so I've been trying to just use my creativity in ways that will be like really beneficial and helpful versus, buying new things or having to keep up with so many products like for a hobby. For example, I know that some of you know I have been decluttering pens for quite a long time. And honestly, pens just really add up so quickly because when you buy 1 pack of pens, you just go from 0 to 12 very fast. And so I feel like that's something that I could even declutter a little bit more. And so I think that is kind of why I've been so drawn to embroidery lately, because it is a very slow process. So I can't just like go through project after project after project quickly. It's not like I'm not on to the next thing every day. I am having to sit back down with the same project over and over and just take my time. And, I've kind of been learning 1 stitch at a time. So I kind of like decide which stitch I want to practice next, and it takes a long time before you feel like those actually look good. Kind of like hand lettering, you have to kind of practice over and over and over before you have to do all those like bad strokes and those shaky strokes before it looks really good. And so I've kind of been taking that approach to embroidery of like, okay, I'm gonna pick one and then I'm gonna make a project out of that, which like for this one was these daisies. I don't know if you can see actually how many daisy petals this one has, but this one is when I wanted to learn this lazy daisy stitch. As you can see, there are so many petals on these. And so by the time I was done with this, I felt pretty good about this stitch. I had practiced so many over and over and over. It actually took me quite a while. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like I'm in a season of slowing down. A season of purchasing less, of thrifting. I got a few frames from the thrift store that I've been meaning to put like rub and buff on so that I can make them gold and match the other decor in my house. And just things like that where it maybe takes a few extra steps and it takes a little bit more time. And so I've been like avoiding some of those projects because of that. But I just feel like this season is just a season of slowing down. And so if you're with me on that, let me know, or let me know what projects you are working on. I know that as creative people, we want to try different things, and it can kind of become a lot when you see potential in like everything. Like you go to declutter and you see all this stuff that you're like, you see all this stuff where you're like, this would be a really cool project. And so you don't want to get rid of it. And I get that. But I found that for me, that was almost like holding me back from getting things done, because I just kept seeing like the potential in things. And so I guess that's why I'm enjoying this really slow process of embroidery. And I just thought I'd share it with you in case you're kind of feeling the same way. Another thing that I actually did get for embroidery, which I thought I'd show you just in case you're curious, is this embroidery hoop holder. So while I am filming, I thought maybe I would just open it up and show you what it is. It actually sounds like I might have to put it together though. So we'll see. But let me open it up so I can show you what's in here. All right, this doesn't look too bad. Let me see how long it will take. So another thing that I have really been enjoying about embroidery is that it's at least I think it's pretty inexpensive as far as hobbies go. I know they can get really expensive, but embroidery floss is not too much, and you just need some needles and a hoop. And especially if you are embroidering things like clothing, those are things you already have. And so I really like that I can kind of keep everything in just like this little spot. I have a little basket that I just kind of put everything in and my little projects that I'm working on, and I just keep that ready to grab. So I really like that it's not something where I feel like I'm going to be tempted to spend a lot of money. There is that little initial investment of a few things, but really you could start with just a couple of colors, which is what I did. I've just kind of added a little bit over time. But I did want to try this stand because I do embroidery while we're like watching a show or while I'm listening to an audiobook, and I kind of feel like I'm just staring down a lot and that doesn't feel amazing. So I thought that this would help. It was pretty inexpensive. I just got it on Amazon. I haven't had a ton of luck with patterns. I actually think part of it's because I just have a vision in my mind and I want exactly what I'm looking for. And so for me, it's just kind of easier to like draw it myself on the iPad and then create my own pattern. And then the other part of that is just finding shops that make them, because I did buy a pattern that I didn't realize until after I bought it was one of those like AI shops. Like I think they write the pattern, but it was really just a picture of what it looked like. And there wasn't any instructions, or they didn't tell you what stitches to use, which is fine, except for that they used AI to like make the picture, like the example photo. And so it makes it a little bit hard to see what stitches they're using because it's not actually stitched. And so when you kind of go to look at the picture to see what they used, it's like not very defined. Like you can't see the definition of like, oh, it's this stitch because it's AI, so it just blends a little bit. And so I didn't mean to buy an AI pattern, and so I'm not like trying to be against AI or anything. I know a lot of people use it for different reasons, but for that reason, because it was a little bit hard to figure out which stitches they were using, I think that I probably wouldn't buy another one of those again if I knew it. So anyway, maybe I will just stick to making my own. I did see one earlier today that I wanted to try. So anyway, that costs a little bit of money, but I don't feel like it's this thing that's gonna like snowball into a very expensive hobby like I know can happen with certain different crafts and hobbies. So anyway, this thing was super easy to put together. I didn't even think that I was gonna put it together on camera, but it did not take long at all. So yeah, I will test this out and maybe I'll share over on Instagram or something if it works well. I know that you can't see the top of it from this overhead camera. I will have to get a picture of it and I'll insert it here so you can see what it looks like. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with this year as far as hobbies and creativity go. I just kind of want to slow down and take time to make really special, I kind of think of it like heirloom. I would like to make things that are like heirlooms that I could pass down or that are really special or meaningful versus just having a, you know, cart full of things from Target. And so that's why more thrifting, more using what I have, more just like redoing things that I already have in my own house. And then of course making things look beautiful and personalized with embroidery has been a really fun new thing for me as well. So again, thank you so much for being here. I hope to share more this year, but I would also love to hear your feedback on what types of things inspire you. Again, I know there are so many things coming at us, making it seem like we need to add things to our to-do list, and I don't want to do that. But if you are inspired by seeing some of these projects, I am also happy to share because I know that is what inspires me as well. So let me know. Again, thank you so much. I've probably tried to end this video like 3 times, so I'm just going to do it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.